Hi, I'm George Moore. I am here with senior trial lawyer and the director of family law division of the Dailey law firm, Matt Catchick. Matt, thank you for joining us. Tell us about family law.
Well, thanks so much for having me, George. People always ask me, okay, you're a family law lawyer. What does family law mean? Well, probably the most important aspect of family law that people are most familiar with is divorce. When you talk about that you're going through a divorce, you need someone to help you, and you're either filing for divorce or responding to divorce pleadings, you need a family law lawyer. Family law also encompasses child custody cases and paternity cases. When I say paternity, what I mean by that is establishing the legal rights of the father. Because when you have a child and you're not married, the law treats that situation much differently than when you have a child and you're married to someone. And in today's society, George, more and more people every day are having children out of wedlock. They're not getting married, so more and more I'm getting these types of cases coming across my desk. And then lastly, another critical component of family law is child support, making sure it's calculated properly, making sure you receive it, making sure it's enforced, or in the event you lose a job or you break your leg or something, making sure it's modified so you're not paying too much. And where that becomes incredibly important here in the state of Michigan is because child support, probably 95% of the time, is calculated pursuant to something called the Michigan Child Support Formula. It's a very complex mathematical formula, and you have to make sure you have a lawyer that's very well versed in the formula to make sure you're not either paying too much in child support or to make sure that you're receiving as much as you're entitled to.
What are some of the challenges of family law and in particular child support?
Well, in all family law cases, I think there is commonly a very strong emotional component that may not exist in other types of litigation. Whenever I have a family law case, I try and be very sensitive to not only the legal needs of the client, but I'm also trying to be sensitive to the emotional strain that people are going through. I think if you asked your average person who's gone through a divorce, what's one of the top 3 most stressful, difficult experiences you've ever gone through, and they'd readily answer, it was my divorce. And I make sure I'm sensitive to those needs of the client as well as the legal aspects of the case.
How do Michigan laws or family law differ from other states, or do you have an idea? Can you give us an idea how that works?
That's a very good question. There is something called the UCCJEA. That's the Uniform Child Custody and Jurisdiction Enforcement Act. That is a federal law that basically says states within the United States have to respect each other's differing laws. And the reason that's so important is I can think of few areas of the law other than family law where the law varies so widely from state to state. For example, here in Michigan, almost always child support is calculated pursuant to a very set, standardized mathematical formula, and that's not always the case in other states. So if there's one type of the law, George, where I really think it's highly dependent upon the state you live in, it's family law.
Thanks, Matt. For more information about family law, contact Matt here at the Dailey Law Firm. I'm George Moore.